All right, we've got Maddie Wright, and of course her dad, Rusty Wright, who's Chattanooga Mocs football coach. And Maddie has been a part of the Belmont women's basketball team now the fourth time, only your third because you're a junior, but fourth time in a row that you guys go to the NCAA Big Dance on the women's side of the bracket. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Saw you play against Chattanooga, of course, early in the season. You guys played Lady Vols in Knoxville.
Yeah.
So just talk about what an experience this year. Typical of any college year that you've had, ups and downs, there's adversity, there's triumph, there's everything, right?
I would say this year's been a lot different than most for me. You know, just like getting over some health issues and stuff like that, it's been like kind of like rediscovering a lot of new normals for myself. And like this year, I feel like I've gotten more like unforgettable experiences than I think I have in the last 3 years I have at Belmont. You know, playing at home in front of a hometown crowd was something I didn't think I was going to get to do. And I got to do that at Chattanooga, which was awesome. Sorry, Chat. We won.
They won. Belmont won.
Yeah. But, right. And then playing at Tennessee, too, like, that was incredible. Like, the history that's there and the crowd that was there, it was like an electric type of, like, that's something that every player, I think, has dreamed about at least once, especially if you're a huge women's basketball fan. And, you know, it was a great game, too. Like, I just, like, as a player growing up, that's all I've ever wanted was to be able to play in those, like, kinds of circumstances and
atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere is incredible. So, and then to get to say I'm going to go back to the NCAA tournament for the third time, like, that's something not a lot of people get to say they get to do even once. So, and it's a testament to our seniors too. Like 4 years in a row, it's awesome. That's incredible, and it's incredibly hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
Now, being a college student is hard to begin with. Being a college student and college athlete just makes it even more difficult. But being a college student, a college athlete in Nashville, I mean, that's got to be pretty tough. Just talk about you know, having to deal with all that and still getting things done, making the grades, and you know, being your best on the court.
Well, I think that a lot of that's a testament to Belmont's culture specifically. Like the coaches and all of the athletic department, they work really hard to round you out as a person in Belmont. And, you know, it can be different on a bunch of other schools, but also everybody that has come into the program wants the same things too. They want to be the good student, they want to be the good athlete, and they want to compete at the highest level. So that's all about who Belmont picks and who wants to come to be a part of that culture. And I can say with like certainty that all 14 of us on this team all want to have good grades, and everybody in the athletic department that stands behind us wants us to have good grades and succeed off the court as well, because, you know, at some point it does end, and we got to be able to be successful after that. So,
if you were to guess, how many bachelorette parties come through Nashville?
Oh, a ridiculous amount. You don't even have to go down on
Joe
Broadway.
had to ask that question.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane.
The over and under number, right? Talk about that, because Belmont is associated so closely with country music, and there's just everybody knows Vince Gill, but there's so many other ones too that have gone through that Belmont music department, which has got to be as highly rated as anything across America.
Yeah, it is. And I think another thing too, we're trying to not only grow country music, but music in general. Our campus is getting a brand new, like, state-of-the-art music venue that they just broke ground on, and you know, we've got 3 other ones on top of that. So it's hard to not run into music when you're at Belmont, but it definitely adds to, like, the wholeness of the school as it is. Like, because, you know, you've got medical programs and you've got music programs, like, right down the street. So it's cool. They got a lot of stuff going for them.
And you were saying one of the singers goes to your church, right?
Yeah, Thomas Rhett goes to my church.
Thomas Rhett.
I actually saw him in concert, and I tried to tell him that I was in his church, and I don't think he'll see me again. But
like, okay.
Yeah.
But he sits in the back. He sits in the back and runs his own business, right?
Oh, I know.
So let's ask Coach here, which is funny because we're not going to talk football with you.
Good.
Yeah, good. What's it like to have a Division I player of her prominence and her team's success? I know you traveled around and tried to see as many games home or away as you could during the season. And I don't know if you're planning on going to the NCAA tournament, but that's got to be cool. And I know you and both your wife played, you know, Division I sports with the Mocs, but to have a daughter do it, I think would be something special.
It is, and you just when you heard her talk, that's what makes everything cool, because she's getting those experiences. And I tried to tell her, you know, hey, go out there and enjoy that moment, because those moments don't last. And I mean, and it's been awesome, and to see what she's come through in her life, and not that she's had it awful. There's lots of people that have had it a lot worse, but she's overcome some health issues and done some things that we didn't know at the time were affecting her, and for her to start 31 or 32 games this year and play at a high level and help that team make it to where they are is. I mean, you heard her talk. That pretty much sums it up. I mean, I can't say those words because that's the way I feel about
So overall, proudest moment, probably that. But is there any game that you drove to that you were in traffic forever and then all of a sudden you're like, something happens, you're like, this was worth every bit of the time spent?
Oh, well, she'll tell you. I mean, I drove Cape Girardeau, Missouri last Saturday just to watch two. I mean, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what dads do. And, I'll go wherever and we'll do whatever just because it's worth it. I mean, because those, she's however many games they got left in them this year, then she's a senior. So, I mean, it's that window slowly closes.
It has to feel like she was at Boyd Buchanan yesterday.
I promise you, it has to feel like we were in Indianapolis yesterday and she was playing on a carpeted gym. Yeah. It doesn't take long. And that's why I appreciate every moment we have that opportunity to watch her play. But she's an even better student. She's going to walk out of there with a degree in nursing and graduate with a high GPA, and she's done everything, we could ask for.
What are the plans after Belmont? Are you going to stay in Nashville, come back home, or just go somewhere else?
Well, that's a magic question, isn't it? I got asked that a couple times. I don't have a certain plan as for now. I think Nashville has a lot of opportunities, especially for nursing, but so does Chattanooga. So just wherever, God feels like taking me. If I stay there, stay there. If I come home, it's great too. Oh yeah, I got plenty of time. Right now I'm just trying to power through the next couple weeks.
So a week from tonight is when the selection show will be announced for the women's game.
Yeah.
I'm sure teammates and maybe assistant coaches speculating on any spot that you'd favor over another.
Well, I mean, we're going to be a number 12 seed as it is, so we can be anywhere from California to North Carolina. So it's just exciting to be there again, and we'll go wherever we're sent. So just going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah.
You really do. So I'm going to flip the script here. You all living in Chattanooga for quite a while now when you were an assistant.
Yeah.
How cool was it to see Dad get this job that he probably has wanted for a very long time?
It was so awesome. I was a little mad I was in practice before I found out, and so I was not one of the first people to find out. But it was awesome. I was so excited for him, and I was actually in the locker room and called him, and everybody in the locker room was yelling for him too. And you can just feel it. He
cool.
deserved it. I'm so happy for him because he's worked so hard.
And you all moved around and done your thing and paid dues and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's a family accomplishment, right?
Yeah, we've been in a lot of places, but I think we've worn blue and gold the most, so it's pretty cool to come back to it.
That's great stuff. How many players will graduate from your team, first of all, this year?
This year, 4.
So you lose 4.
Mm-hmm.
How many
3
starters? 3 starters?
2.
2 starters.
2 starters, yeah.
2 starters, 4 overall.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to be focused on? And I know you don't need to focus on it now, but when this is done and you start thinking, man, my senior year, what do you think your game, where you want to improve most in your game going into that senior year? Because obviously y'all have a reputation, and now it's on you all going to be the seniors to continue this reputation or to continue this success.
I think with every year, it's that team. Like, that role on that team is for that year. And so next year my role is going to change. What it is going to be like stepping into more leadership and just still doing what I can do best, just a little bit better. And that's something like our coach preaches every day. Like, you got to do what you can do to the best of your ability, but every day you just got to get a little bit better at it. And so I don't know what it'll look like in a year because we'll have a bunch of different players. But I'm excited to just improve overall. I think something that I can do for the team is just keep rebounding and keep playing defense. And this year we're a little smaller than we were last year. Last year we had a senior who was 6'3", 6'4", and this year I had to step into a role and play a lot bigger than what I am. So next year it'll be different because now we do have another player who's 6'4" again. So, it keeps changing and just keep getting better at something. So, yeah. Yeah. I know.
Joseph, he's already given up on getting better, right? I'm done with it.
He's done for the day-by-day stuff. I'm just glad to be breathing today. We're going for it.
Isn't that funny? It's kind of the middle-aged thing sometimes, right? So best player you played against, even like in the summer AAU circuit and all that kind of stuff. Who were 2 or 3 that you thought, wow, that she can play?
I don't know. And this year alone, we've played a lot of really good players, a couple of WNBA prospects. It's kind of hard to pick. Every team's kind of got a life of its own. We played one girl from Clemson who was really, really good. She was a 4 player. I can't remember her name. I remember numbers. That's my job. So,
right. That's good.
Yeah, and especially a couple of the girls from Tennessee, too, like top-ranked players. I mean, huge players. So, I'm sorry, I don't have a better answer for that.
No, it's okay.
It was a lot of ball games this year.
That's all right. No, I understand. And that's funny because at some point it does have to glaze over, and you probably, at the end of the season, go back and look, oh, yeah, that one there and this one here, and we did this and that. Mm-hmm. Is that the way it works?
Kind of, yeah. And, we scout like game by game, and we like watch their plays and stuff, and all I can remember is what's happening like in the moment. So I wish I had better answers for you.
You're good.
Thanks.
Yeah, so you're gonna be in town for the NFL draft when it comes around, because I made plans to go to it, but after hearing everything is closing down, the streets closing down, I was like, I probably should stay at the house and watch it on television.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be there. When is it?
April
I don't even know when it is.
April 24th, I guess. So.
Yeah, we'll probably be there. I'll be in finals week, so I have no choice.
Oh, yeah. You won't be drafting it. That's for sure.
Oh.
Well, thank you guys for coming by. I know, Rusty, we're going to hope that it's somewhere you can at least drive to, or I guess you can hop on a plane, right?
We'll get it figured out.
You just get it figured out.
We always get it figured out.
Spring. When does spring start for you guys?
It's supposed to start March 19th if we can keep it from raining somewhere somehow.
Yeah, what's Scrappy Moore like?
It's wet.
It's a lake.
It's a part of the river. So anyway, we're getting it worked out.
All right.
Worked out.
Well, good luck to you, man.
I appreciate it.
And don't forget that Fan Fest is going to be a big deal on April 30th. So check March 30th. I'm sorry, March 30th, at the end of this month. So yeah, come on over. Thank you guys. Appreciate you as always.